So my first day came and went. I found clay and I fired to make a large clay vessel, and I was off. I had my backpack made out of clay, and now I could add an additional 9 items, which is almost double my previous capacity. Now I could finally embark on the first and the most important step in any beginning of the TerraFirmaCraft journey, which is to find copper. Finding anything in this mod is not an easy task. First of all, you have to find the right type of stone layers to find copper. It's not just gonna appear anywhere like in vanilla Minecraft. In vanilla Minecraft, you can just keep digging. Eventually, you'll find what you're looking for. If you're looking for diamonds or iron, just keep digging. At some point, it's gonna appear. But TFC is geologically accurate, which means if you're standing on a granite layer of rock, you're not gonna find copper because copper doesn't appear in granite, apparently. So the good news is, once you do find a source of copper, it's gonna last you for a while because it's gonna be a big pile of copper. There are a grand total of 3 layers of rock in TFC: the bottom, middle, and top layers. To complement that, you have 3 types of rock: sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous. And currently, the top layer of rock is chert, which is a sedimentary type of rock. Unfortunately, chert does not contain copper. It does contain iron, however, you cannot simply make iron tools. Processing iron is a convoluted process in itself, but to even begin it, you have to have a bronze anvil, for which you have to have bronze double ingots, and you can only make those on a copper anvil, which to make you need copper double ingots, which you can only make on a stone anvil, which you won't get unless you already have a copper pickaxe with which you mine igneous rock. So you need to find igneous rock to create the first anvil. You'll also need flux, which is not too hard to find, and also you'd need furnaces, which require kaolinite and graphite, which also takes a while to find. Basically, you're better starting off with just copper, and then once you have a few of the things figured out, you can proceed to the Iron Age. But back to copper. As long as I'm on this chert layer of rock, I'm not gonna find any copper. So I headed south for about 1,000 blocks, and then I turned west because I didn't want to be too far from my spawn point in case I die. Along the way, I almost died a few times. One time I got really hungry to the point where I stopped seeing colors, so I had to make some meat. Another time I got attacked by a tarantula, but luckily there was a cliff with water, so I was able to jump in time and fight the chasing tarantula in the water. So that was lucky. I actually managed to miss a whole pack of wolves that was around me because I checked the map to see for any dangerous animals, and there were fish around me, but I just assumed that the rest of the dots were fish, but there was a pack of wolves right there that I was just ignored while I was getting my cat tail roots. You can see many times I looked at them and just completely ignored them. I got poisoned by water, as I often do, which you should know you can't just drink water, because then you'll get this effect, this wonderful swiggly motion. It's not dangerous or anything, you can continue doing your stuff, it's just extremely annoying. But I'm used to it, I can deal with it. You can see that's exactly the point at which I noticed the wolves finally. So I escaped the water, escaped the wolves, and after a while I finally decided that that's it, it's time to use my cheats. I wasn't gonna play this whole game without any cheating. So the rules are I can multiply items that I've made, and I can fly if I want to. And yeah, so I thought that's it. I don't want to walk anymore, so I started flying to find my copper. I flew for quite a while until I reached 1,000 blocks in the west direction. Then I flew upwards again, and you could finally see that I reached something else apart from chert, which was andesite. And andesite is a much better rock because it does have copper. It has native copper. It's an igneous intrusive rock that has native copper as surface veins. So I flew around a bit on the andesite. I found some dire wolves again. This time they couldn't eat me though because I was flying. I found a house with a villager in it. I find these houses ever so often. You can sleep on the bed. I've tried to collect the bed a few times, but I always failed. Somehow the bed is impossible to steal, and also if you steal other things, the villager attacks you and then you die very quickly again. I went through some underground caves just in case I find something interesting in there. And finally, after a grueling search, at last I found my copper. It was there, a small nugget, an indication of my success. With that, I knew that the journey could begin, that I had a solid start, and my life would be okay. And that's it for this part. In the next part, then I finally get my copper and I start making stuff with it.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.